Outreach Officer at the University of Sheffield. I just want to start by saying thank you for joining today's session on why Sheffield. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be introducing the University of Sheffield, what we stand for, and what you can expect if you study here with us. So before I do begin, I just wanted to note that this session is prepared and delivered as part of the HEPC programme. So if you would like to know more about HEPC, then you can please visit the HEPC website, and there's lots of information on there. So I'm going to start off with quite a commonly asked question about the University of Sheffield. Is Sheffield a city or a campus university? And a campus university is when all of the university buildings, you'll find them quite located in one place in quite a close proximity. Whereas a city university, you'll find those university buildings spread across a city, believe it or not. Well, we like to think of Sheffield as a bit of best of both worlds, and it's often described as being a city campus. And that's because it's like a campus university in the sense that all of those key academic buildings are close together, as you can kind of see on the image on the screen there. But actually, all of those buildings are still integrated closely within the fabric of the city. So that means you can get from the library to your next lecture in less than 10 minutes, whilst then still being able to walk right into the city centre and meeting your friends for some food, or maybe to do a little bit of shopping as well. At Sheffield, we offer over 300 courses, and that's spread across 54 departments. Each department is part of a subject area faculty. So at Sheffield, we have 5 faculties, and they are the Faculty of Science. So that includes all those natural science subjects, plus psychology and maths. We've also got Arts and Humanities, so that covers subjects such as music, archaeology, philosophy, and East Asian studies. Medicine, Dentistry and Health covers courses which trains our healthcare professionals, and we're also one of the few universities with an orthoptics course as well. We've got the Faculty of Engineering, which covers courses such as computer science, mechatronics and robotics, and material science. And finally, social sciences. That includes courses such as journalism, architecture, geography, and law. So Sheffield is one of the 24 Russell Group universities in the UK, which means we're research intensive. So Sheffield degrees are designed and taught by those who are at the forefront of research and discovery. So our courses seek to address those emergent questions and topics, those questions that are cropping up at the boundaries of current understanding in the relevant fields. So lecturers maybe teach about topics that they've just been researching in the lab only kind of last week, in areas that maybe no one else has ever researched before. So they really are at the cutting edge of research in their field. And as you can see with the statistic on screen, 99% of our research is internationally recognised, internationally excellent, or world leading. And ultimately, for students, that means that our degrees are informed by the latest thinking in learning and teaching. We have a number of libraries across campus. So the Information Commons offers students modern and flexible study spaces, as well as hundreds of PCs and thousands of books. It's one of our more popular library sites because it operates 24/7, 365 days a year, which is really useful for students. We've also got the Western Bank Library, which features plenty of studies and holds over 1 million books. Then in 2015, we opened the Diamond Building, which at £81 million is the university's largest ever single investment in teaching and learning. It features specialist engineering teaching facilities. It's also got lecture theatres, seminar rooms, open plan learning spaces, library services, as well as some areas to socialise and a cafe as well, which is always handy. And we also have 2 specialist health sciences libraries within 2 of our teaching hospitals in the city. However, any of the students are welcome to use those to study. Then inside each of those libraries, they'll all have their own atmosphere and interior design. So you can really pick what you feel comfortable in. There's a mix of desk layouts, with some allowing you to use your own computer. Others, you'll find a PC already there that you can use, as well as some more collaborative group working spaces. Then across campus, you'll obviously find Wi-Fi, access across campus for that, as well as a range of specialist software that you can actually download to your own personal device. If for your course you need some more specialist software, you can use either an on-campus PC, or you can access those computers at home using our remote desktop service. Then outside of classes, there's also a lot of services that you can access to support you during your time at the University of Sheffield. So every student has a personal tutor, and you can make an appointment to discuss anything with them, whether it's academic or personal. The Disability and Dyslexia Support Service are there to help make sure that teaching and assessments are accessible to you. Sheffield Mentors enable you to be paired up with a current University of Sheffield student, and they're there to kind of support you with that period of settling into university in your first year. The Career Service offers loads of events and seminars throughout the year, and you can actually receive them up to 3 years after you graduate as well, so they're there on hand after graduation. The Student Advice Centre is run by the Students' Union, and they can give impartial advice independently from the university for a wide range of issues, including things like housing advice. We also have the financial support team, who are there to support students who may be facing financial difficulties for any range of reasons. We also have a GP on campus for students, as well as a counselling service and a chaplaincy for your mental and spiritual well-being as well. We offer lots of options for improving academic skills too. So the 301 Academic Skills Centre is fantastic. They can offer advice on assessments, offer loads of different workshops, and there's also workshops on getting the most out of library resources as well. As you can imagine, where to start with the 1 million books in those libraries can be a bit challenging sometimes. We also have a specialist team who can help you improve academic English, and that's available for both home and international students as well. So our Students' Union certainly plays a big part in the Sheffield student community. We have the #1 SU in the country, and it's been voted as that for the past 4 years, which is something we're really proud of. So with over 350 different sports clubs and societies, and one of the biggest volunteering programmes in the UK, our union gives you plenty of opportunities to try new things, learn new skills, and also just broaden your horizons as well. Our union is consistently voted the best in the UK because it really does care about what you care about, and it helps give you a voice. So the SU is home to some of the best club nights, the cafes, bars, and places to eat on campus. There's also a zero waste shop in the SU, and you can see a picture of it on screen there. There's also other things like a cinema and a nursery for any students that have children. It has committee support to support specific student groups, including LGBT+, BME groups, disabled, and international students as well. And as I touched on before, the union is really there to represent you. So it's, as students, giving you a say in the way that things are run. So whether that's supporting you with practical help and advice on kind of those aspects of student life. It's also kind of, as I mentioned, that student advice centre, the student services information desk, kind of They're just to help you really with all those different aspects of university life if you do just need some extra support or help. Then studying abroad is another great opportunity that you can take advantage of at Sheffield. So whether it's for a semester, for a year, or potentially a summer school for just a few weeks, it really is a fantastic opportunity to get involved with. So previously, students have been across Europe, over to the USA, Singapore, and Australia. And there's different types of funding available for all of those options. So I'd recommend, if studying abroad is something that really excites you, please do go and have a look on the website and find out more about that. There are also many opportunities for Sheffield students to take a placement year, also known as a year in industry. So many students do choose to utilise the university's links with employers to gain some really fantastic experience and really put into practice what they've been learning on their course. So Sheffield has industry partners that we work with to ensure that our courses are adapted to what's actually needed in the sector. So that really benefits both the employer and the students. And it'll be quite common for students who will go on a placement, and in a way it kind of acts a bit like a year-long interview. Some students do then end up being offered a position with the company once they graduate as well, which is fantastic. Doing a year in industry does mean that when you graduate, you'll not only have a degree from a Russell Group university, but you'll also have that practical experience in the sector that you're hoping to go and work in, which does mean that you're a very attractive graduate to employers. It's also worth mentioning that the University of Sheffield does have lots of financial support on offer. So this can come through schemes such as the Sheffield Bursary Scheme, Experience Sheffield, the Experience Sheffield Scheme. We have sports scholarships, academic scholarships that are awarded through different departments, and also the Global Scholars Scheme. So if you visit the Sheffield University funding website, you can find out which of those schemes you may be eligible for. And I'd really recommend doing a little bit of research in that area. So I mentioned societies briefly earlier, but just as a reminder, we do have over 370 clubs and societies at Sheffield, and they cater to every interest and hobby imaginable. So we've got some examples on this slide here. And the top one is the Sheffield Assassin Society, and they're mostly well known for their annual games night, where they'll hire out the SU building exclusively for a huge Nerf gun war. I'm not sure if I'd like to be in the middle of that. There's also at the bottom left the Bummit Society, which is a working committee that organise sponsored hitchhiking across the UK and into Europe. And they raise money and donate that to community causes within the Sheffield area. In the middle, there's Rock Sock, and that's a community of students who just love everything rock. So they're often found going to gigs together or simply playing and creating their own music, which is fantastic. Then there's Forge Media. So that's Sheffield Uni student creative media team. So that covers the student newspaper called Forge Press, the student radio station called Forge Radio, and a digital video production unit called, and there might be a pattern you'll notice here, Forge TV. They're open to any students who want to get involved with journalism, and that could be you're a complete beginner, you want to do it as just a little bit of a hobby, to budding producers and editors, something for everyone to get involved in. And one of our more recent but really successful societies is Drag Sock, and they've really grown year on year since they were founded, with some highlights including a visit from RuPaul's Drag Race UK winner, the Vivienne, and also performing on stage in the Foundry. Sport is a really great way to showcase the Sheffield community and also the real inclusiveness of the university. So whatever your ability, there is something for everyone here, whether you're a complete beginner to an elite athlete, from just kind of casual social sport to national competitions. So we have 2 sports centres called Goodwin and Norton, and they have a wide range of facilities available, including an indoor gym, swimming pool, squash courts, a climbing wall, and a mix of AstroTurf pitches and grass playing fields as well. Then sticking with the sport theme, I wanted to mention Sheffield Varsity, which is an annual sports competition with Sheffield Hallam University. And that is quite a fierce but friendly competition with the other university that we share with the city. And it really is a fantastic opportunity to celebrate our city's really rich history with sport. So there's over 70 fixtures in varsity across 30 different sports. And the University of Sheffield colours, as you can probably guess from the pictures, are black and gold. So everyone wears that to kind of cheer the competitors on. And we've got some kind of paper art going on there with one of our university buildings in the windows and the image there. The final of varsity is typically the ice hockey game. That's the kind of pinnacle of varsity. And that has the largest attendance at a university ice hockey game outside of North America. And it's an absolutely incredible atmosphere, a really big party to kind of celebrate the end of this fantastic sports competition we have usually year on year. So in terms of accommodation, all first-year undergraduate students are guaranteed a place in university or partnership accommodation, provided you do apply by the specified deadline. And that does include students who may come to Sheffield via an insurance choice, or maybe if they've come to us through clearing as well. We offer accommodation both on campus and in our 2 student villages. So both of those options are within a walking distance of the university. In Ranmore and Encliffe student villages, there are about 4,500 students living there. So again, a really fantastic atmosphere, kind of being around other university students. We do have a range of room types to choose from. So you could have an ensuite, standard accommodation, or a studio accommodation as well. All of the rooms are self-catered, which does give you that flexibility to cook what and when you would like. The Residence Life scheme is also in place in our accommodation, and they offer free and discounted events and activities to help you meet new people and learn new skills, so you'll never really be stuck for something to do. Every week there's loads of opportunities to get involved with, whether it's five-a-side football, to dance lessons, to fitness classes, to music lessons. They do film nights and also cultural celebrations as well. On the accommodation sites, they have a range of facilities, including a bar, a corner shop, there's obviously the laundrette, and there's a fitness suite as well for exclusive use by residents. So just as we come to the final few minutes of today's session, I just thought it'd be worthwhile to look at some of the skills and the qualities that Sheffield looks for in its applicants. So as a research-intensive university, we are really looking for students who are prepared to challenge and be challenged, who are prepared to ask questions and have questions asked of them. Staff really do want to know your thoughts on the research that they're conducting, and also want to discuss their ideas with you as well. Sheffield is a very community-focused place, and that's partly because the university was built on penny donations from the people of Sheffield who wanted better prospects for their children. And that ethos of the importance of community is still very much ingrained in our university life at Sheffield. So we want to know that you are going to come and contribute to that wider university community. Then I would say the biggest difference between college and university life is that level of independence. So the University of Sheffield, we want our students who are going to be motivated, inquisitive and resilient enough to conduct your own independent learning. So within your applications to the university, try to demonstrate your independence, your motivation and your inquisitive skills, and show that resilience, and really bring it all together about how you would really thrive at university. So thank you again for all attending today. I do hope you found it useful. Please do remember, as the fair is now, I think, bang on 2 o'clock opening now, to visit our University of Sheffield booth, and we've got some colleagues over there who'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. But yeah, that's all from me, and thank you ever so much for attending today.